Let's roll it, girls.
Hey there, welcome to this episode of Elvis and the Pink Cadillacs. We're your rock and ride guides, Victory
and Skylar,
ready to take you on a pink hue journey through the Elvis's life and music.
But hey, quick heads up, we're not experts, just Elvis-loving gals having a blast in the pink Cadillac.
Our info might have a funky beat, but it's all about the fun, not the perfection.
Picture us dancing in the back seat, sharing Elvis tales, interviews, and good vibes.
Join our sisterhood of fans, share your Elvis stories, and let's roll together.
So buckle up, because with Elvis and the Pink Cadillacs, every journey is an adventure.
I want to know how you started your festivals. Like,
Okay.
That's big.
Let's get into it.
Let's get
I
into
know.
it.
Ready?
We gotta
Are
crack
we
it
ready?
open.
I'm ready. Hold on,
It's your
wait.
baby.
My baby. I can't turn the fan on
It's your
because
baby.
of the. It's a baby. It's a wee baby.
It's a little baby.
I feel that too. I can't turn the fan on either, and I'm like,
It's a little fetus baby.
What I will
But-
say about what we just talked about, though, Cody, is that a lot of us were happy to be here, and we're not going away anytime soon. And
I love it. I
it's
really
for
do.
life. It's
Yeah.
for life. Seriously.
And
So,
that's amazing because I'm surrounded by people who love the same thing that I love. That we all
Yes.
have
Yeah.
a common bond, and like we were talking about, like figuring out that we're kind of all cut from the same cloth, like with what we
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
in,
Yes.
in different things. Like that's how I kind of felt with a lot of the guys. Like all of them like pretty much everything that I like.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah. I mean it's just a crazy thing. So yeah, so the festivals. Oh Lord.
It's a
Festivals
lot.
are out of control.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Let's start with like, when did you start doing it?
So
Yes.
I was 18, not 18. I was 20 years old.
Okay.
In 2018, we were on the road to Memphis, and July. It was hotter than all get out in Florida. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday, and I remember
Yeah.
my mindset. I wanted to produce a show. I wanted to do my own show. I wanted to wallet. I wanted to rent the venue, rent the sound, rent all of that stuff. And I wanted to try to turn a profit. I always wanted to do this concert, and it was called Elvis the Summer Festival. It was a recreation of Elvis in Vegas 1972 in
Okay.
August, and he wore the blue swirl jumpsuit. And it just so happened that I had the blue swirl jumpsuit. And I was like, I love this concert. It's one of my favorite. I listen to it on repeat. I know it. Let's do it. Let's do a recreation. Nobody's ever done a recreation at that time in our industry. And again, this is what I say about I'm not afraid to say this. We were conformed to a certain way of thinking in this industry, and not everybody thought this way, right? But everybody in my world thought this way. That you do your show, like you work your little shows, and from there you make enough, cheddar cheese or whatever the heck you want to call it, make enough money to go out and do these festivals, and you get exposed, and then that's a rigorous thing. There's no future, right? There's no health care, there's no insurance, there's no 401k, there's none
Yeah.
of that, right?
You're just an independent.
And we're independent at that time in a very shaky industry
Yep.
that
Yes.
could go under at that point,
Yep.
at any point, right? Numbers
Yeah.
could start dropping by any means. It wasn't, right? But it could have. And so it was like taboo, right? Like I voiced the words, and they're like, you can't produce your own show. Like that's what I was told. Like I was told by people that had on the other side of the fence that that's not something that ETAs do.
Was it
There
because of your
was.
age as well?
Yeah, 100% my
Okay.
age. 100% my age, and 100% because it was against the norms, right?
Yes.
And this is something that I haven't talked about, right? So this is like I haven't gotten this deep, and what is it going to do? Like I'm not it's just the way that it was at the time. Everybody knows it. Everybody,
I love how open you are.
Nobody talks about it, right?
Yeah.
You know, but I look at it as a testament to how much our industry has grown, right? And I'll get to that too at the end of this story, right? So you look at the times, and there were people that I was not involved with at that time that did do this, that had this outlook, and that but I just wasn't privy to that. The people who I was running with were conform. Like, you do this is by the book, this is how the industry works, and this is how it's supposed to be. You don't do that, right? So I was with my business partner at the time, and my coach, Steve Tyree, was his name, and he's a family friend. He knew me since I was a kid, and it's just one of those things where we'd talk and we'd sit there and dream, and we'd sit there and, you know, talk about doing this, and we're like, well, let's do it, right? Let's finally do it. And we started prepping, and in I think May or April we announced the show, and you know, we had like, I think it was like $35 for VIP and $20 for, you know, general admission and stuff like that, and we had metal folding chairs and all this stuff, and we made the seating chart together and all this stuff, and figured out how to sell the tickets and all this stuff. Like, it was so cool. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And so we're sitting there promoting and doing stuff, and tickets aren't selling, right? And I've got all this overhead, like, and I'm sitting here going, oh, but this was a stupid idea, right? Like, it was dumb, right? And I'm sitting here, and if you know anything about me, like, in my business and stuff like that, I'd sit there and I go through the ringer, and I'm like, do you really think it's gonna work? Do you really think it's gonna work? And everybody's like, Cody, it's gonna work. And I'm like, but do you really think it's gonna work?
Yeah.
And
yes.
like, do you think that we're gonna sell more tickets or not? And they're all like, yes, it's gonna happen. Just it's the beginning of the school year. Literally that, and they're like, Cody, it's the 4th of July weekend. No one's thinking about an Elvis concert. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
No, but they are.
They're not, actually. They're absolutely not. They're absolutely not. Like, there are ebbs and flows. Like, there's one thing that I see, like, nobody buys tickets at the end of the month or the first of the month because they got bills to pay, and then they're budgeting for the month. And then the second in between weeks, they're assalamu alaikum. Everything is fair game. They're like, I'm going to spend my money. And then they look at how much money they have in their account, and they're like, I can't spend any money. And then they go through it again, and it's just, that's the rigorous cycle. So I'm going, okay, it's fine. Okay, no. All of these different things, right? So I'm doing that, but a lot of, like, all of this stuff with all of the overhead that I have for this concert. And I remember waking up, and we were like the week before, and I'm sitting here, and we got 125 tickets sold, and we have $8,000 in overhead that we have to match. And I'm just like, what in the blue hell am I gonna do? I'm 20 years old. I live with my father, you know, and I'm like sitting here in my room, and I'm just going,
this is it.
Dad's gonna kill me. Like, that's what I'm. That's literally, because, like, in my room, instant panic mode. Going out, I walk out. Dad goes, "How's the?" He's a little Indian man, like, right? So, like, he goes, "How's the show coming?" And I go, "Fantastic, Dad."
Great.
He goes, "Oh, good. That's great." They go, "Me and Sabrina are coming. That's great. Okay." Right. Walk out the door, and I'm just like in tears in my car. I'm just like, what am I gonna do? No. You know what I mean? But anyway, so like we go to, you know, I go meet Steve at the office, and we're talking about different things, and we had promoted, like, right, we put it in the newspaper, and put flyers out around town. Which, yes, newspapers still get read in my town. They do.
Yes, they do.
They still get read in Florida. Yes, they do, and they get read cover to cover. Yes, they do.
In those villages, yes, they do.
In the villages and everything, everywhere surrounding. So like we were like, okay, cool, like we can sacrifice like this, and this, and we're talking about cutting things, and we're like, well, we can let the band go, and And Steve's just like, well, we did everything, and I'm putting Steve through the ringer and stuff like that, and he's staying strong for me and all this stuff. And so it's down to Thursday, right? Going into Friday. The show is Saturday. 125 tickets. I go to bed. I remember it as one of the most restless sleeps of my entire life, right? And I wake up at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't even remember when the last time it was that I slept that late and I didn't feel like I just got whacked in the head with a sledgehammer. I can't do that anymore. I
neither
can't.
can I.
No. That's how I know I'm getting old. Literally.
Welcome.
Yes. So no, but like I wake up and I look at my phone and it's just ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket sold after ticket sold after ticket sold. I looked, there was 325 tickets sold.
Wow.
From 7 a.m. to 1 o'clock that day on Friday. We sold out 804 seats for that show.
How?
Last minute.
It was
last minute county. Last minute Citrus County. That's it. That is what they do. And there are markets like that. You know, still, like, we don't start promotion, you know, people don't think, right? You know, we think ahead. The normal person does not think 6 months ahead, let alone 2 years ahead. Like I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like we're planning 25, 26, what we're doing there. But they don't. Entertainment industries and entertainers and musicians and all these different people in the entertainment world need to, right? We have to. And that's the catch-22 when you get into this industry. In any sense of producing, you just have to accept that as one of the cautions, right? And know that you're always going to get last minute people. I was obviously in shambles. Like I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So we did the show. And from there, it was like, I am 20 years old. I don't know what to even do with this amount of money. You know what I mean? And it's just like, let's do it again. Let's try it again. So we did another show. And at that time, I looked at Steve and I said, I want to do my own festival. And he goes, are you sure? And I go, yeah. And he's like, well, you know that that's not going to be a very well-received thing. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to do it right. Because it wasn't done right. They didn't listen to the fans on who they wanted to see. They didn't listen to what the shows were. The shows had no rhyme, no reason, no plot, no anything. Like, they just didn't. In the world that I was in, there was another world that I had just came into that is now my family, right? Like Jeff and Tom and Dean and Bill and Ben and Alex and all of that. And Alex was a part of that other world. Right.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
And but it doesn't make it wrong, right? It does not make it wrong. Like I want to make that clear, and it's not me bashing them or dissing them or anything like that. Like, but it's just it was time for a change, and it's time for people who are owed a shot of headlining and making real money and making money and doing what they love and showing their talent to get a chance, right?
Yeah.
And contests were the status quo at that time, right? There had never been a festival besides Jeff Lewis and Friends in Helen, Georgia. They were the only ones that had a festival that did not have a contest. It was Elvis Woodstock. You go up into the mountains and you have a grand old time and you just drink and party and have fun and you just celebrate music.
What
right?
a time!
And it's still a time. It's still going on. Like they're in their, I think 10th or 11th, their 10th year this year.
Wow!
Oh my God!
And he is, you know, he's my sensei. He's like a father figure to me. I love him to death. You know,
I love that. Yes.
And he's just amazing in what he does. And I learned a lot of, you know what I know. Like from him, from Steve, from Dean, there's so many different people who've accommodated like and attested and had a piece into me getting to where I'm at right now, right? And so like we talk about this festival. It's Elvis' Summer Festival. That's what it is, right? And I pick out, and they're like, who would you have? And I was like, I want the best. And he was like, well, who is the best? And I was like, obviously Dean.
Yeah.
Dean.
Yep.
Ben. Diogo
Yes.
Light, who was from Brazil at that time, and we lost him. He couldn't come over to the States for the longest time during COVID, but now he's back and headlining and stuff like that. But Diogo Light, Moses Snow, who was a baby at the time, baby. Jeff Lewis, Michael Cullifer, my ride or die, my brother from another mother who somehow has the same name as my mother and father. I don't know how
that is weird.
That's crazy. And myself. And Tom Brown. It's stacked beyond belief.
Yeah.
It was just crazy, and nobody knew. We made a pact that it was not going to be told that it was my festival. It's 49th Place Productions Festival, which is my father company, the father brand of ETA Festivals. It's that's who holds the purse, and for the longest time, nobody knew who was making the festival, and nobody. It was the secret. It literally was a secret.
You're so sneaky.
And because I was scared, like I was afraid of like just what people would say, and like you're not going to make this a success. And when they found out that that's what it was, there were naysayers, but they don't conform to what destiny is and what was meant to happen, and what was meant to happen happened, and nothing they could say or do was going to neglect that, right? And we did the dang thing, and it was incredible. And I remember just looking out and seeing, and me and Steve had creative differences, so we did split after that and whatnot, and I took it and I ran with it. And it was kind of like, okay, I taught you how to walk. Now go run, right?
Yeah.
And so, from there, I looked to Jeff and Ben and all the guys, and we said, what do we want out of this, right? And still let's go, let's keep doing the Summerfest, let's keep doing it, man. And then I took it and I actually partnered with Westgate Resorts.
What?
Yes. Jim Gissy and Dave Siegel. Jim Gissy is from my hometown area, so I know Jim Gissy and David Siegel very well. And they had me go to Orlando, and I asked them, and they were like, he told me a long time ago when I was with Steve, he was like, listen, like, if whenever you want to do those Elvis festivals, like, just let us know, and we'll get you in, and we'll set you up, and we'll treat you right. And I was like, okay, cool, like, great, awesome. So like I
yes,
hopped in my car, drove down to like one of the Westgate headquarters or whatever, one of their corporate offices that everybody's there in. And I was just like, I thought I was just meeting with Jim, and I said to Jim, and I said everything up. He's like, I want to do Orlando. And they're like, okay. He's like, okay, we'll just come and we'll talk about it. I said, okay. So we get there. I get there. I'm alone. I'm in a Guy Harvey shirt, red, Alabama hat, black, and jeans and my boaters, right? And I am not dressed for what I'm about to walk into. I walk into every single major Westgate exec that works for that company. And at the head of the table sits Dave Siegel. And I'm like,
what is happening?
Dude,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And they were like, you must be Cody. And I'm like, yes, sir, I am Cody. And they're like, well, take a seat, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, and there is, again, I've experienced a lot of stuff in my short time, and one of them is learning how to size up people. And I could see that I'm like in this like room full of people that are like, okay, how can we, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I feel a little uneasy about this. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Yes.
like I'm in a den with hyenas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In
Yes.
a way, they were very nice. They were always nice. They were amazing. It was out of my depth, right? Depth. Like, and so like you go in here and you're talking and they're like, you want to do Elvis Festivals? I was like, yeah. And you're like, you know, we own Elvis's hotel. And I go, I absolutely know that. Yes, I do.
Yes, I'm very aware.
And you know, what I wanted to say was like, of course I know, but what I did say was like, oh, really? Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Really?
What is Westgate?
So no, but like, so they were like, you know, that's the granddaddy, and they were like, we want to see if you can do it. Here is, I think they gave me 5 resorts, and they were like, the ballroom is yours. Do whatever you want with it. These are the capacities. These are the people you need to contact if you want to make it happen. Orlando had a ballroom. River Ranch, Florida was one that we actually went to.
I love River Ranch.
River Ranch was great. We
Yes.
did 2 festivals there.
I did not know that.
Yes, Christmas
so pretty.
festivals. Oh my
So
God,
pretty.
so pretty, so
I
pretty.
love it. Yes.
In the middle of BFE though.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but like, so we get out of that meeting, and of course this is 2019, right?
Yeah.
That we're in. And I'm in September when I'm having this meeting, and we announce it. We announce the things. I'm like, okay, we got Orlando locked in. Orlando's Tribute to the King, because we were unlicensed at that time. Unlicensed. Mm-hmm. And EPE at that time was cracking down with the licensing whips, right? Because there were people out there that were unlicensed, and they were licensed, and they still weren't paying. So they kind of ruined it for a lot of people. And we were in, you know, it was cracking the whip. People were getting cease and desist backwards and forward, right? Because like that's not fair. You can't do that. And of course, we changed the name. We changed the name from Elvis the Summer Festival to the Summer Festival. Orlando's Tribute to the King. EP's River Ranch Weekend.
Okay.
The King and Friends Weekend, Tribute Weekend in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, right?
I love that.
So we announced everything. We announced Summerfest again. We announced Orlando, River Ranch, and Gatlinburg. We had 4 festivals, and I'm sitting here going la 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 la, all this stuff and all this great stuff, and then the whole world stops.
Oh yeah,
dude.
COVID starts.
Yeah.
And I was still working with the other group of people, and you know we were still, you know, and I finished my last gig with them, and I didn't go back, and because I just didn't really feel like that energy conformed to what I wanted to put out in this world and stuff like that. So I had already made my decision there, and you know we had all these festivals lined up, and COVID hit, and it just changed our whole world. So we did 3 events, right? I did a third event right before COVID in February. COVID happened in March. I got to do my 3rd produced event without Steve or without anybody. 988 people, sold out.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was at a place called Rock Crusher Canyon, and that was fourth, because that was our second time going there. So we had done 4 shows, 4 events under the umbrella at that time. And they were all sellouts. They were all great. They all broke even and all that stuff. It was great. And it really made this a job or a career. I hate the word job because it's not a job. Your job is something that you work for and you don't enjoy. A career is something that you work for and you live for and you enjoy it. So I truly was like, this is my career. This is amazing, right? So it was all stopped dead, and we just really didn't know on our end. It was like, oh, you know, but it'll blow over, right? And we're so minute on the scale of things and whatnot, and you know, then Disney shut down, and we're like, this
when Disney stops,
this is serious, right?
Yeah.
And then people start dropping like flies, and it's like, we're living in a global pandemic. I cannot tell you how far away that seems right now. And I know that everybody has their different stories, right? Like, but in my case, I flourished when I had that time. I struggled when we came out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I struggled when a lot of people, like, it was kind of like reverse, you know, because I'm okay being by myself. Like, I'm okay, like, not seeing people. Like, I'm cool. I got to spend time with family. Like, we got to, it was great, you know, in that sense of occupying our time. But on the other side of things, you're just trying to subtract yourself from the impending sense of doom that's literally just outside the window and you can't even see it.
Yeah.
Right. So it rocked our industry, but we found a way to bring joy to people. We did Facebook Lives. We did the first ever Elvis by Request show. Jeff Lewis came up with it, and we started on one person's Facebook page, and then we hopped from Facebook page to Facebook page, and that paid our bills. I
love that.
It is the biggest. We literally said, if you could donate anything. Like, it's there is no expectations. We do not expect you to do anything. But if you do, anything is appreciated.
Yeah.
We, as a group of guys, did the first one. It was myself, Jeff Lewis, Riley, I think Michael Cullifer, and I think that was it, and Jeff. And we were in four digits by the end of it. And
wow,
that's huge.
It's just you know, thinking back to that and just thinking about, like, everybody that donated to that and kept us going, like, that paid my phone bill, that helped my dad pay the house bill. Like, I mean, like, because he wasn't working either.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody
was. And so it helped, and we went through these ebbs and flows. So we're going through 2020, right? The longest year of anybody's life, like, for sure. Like, it was just unlike any.
Feels forever ago.
We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and same thing with 21. Like, for the most part of 21
was hard
and
too.
we had so much hope, right? Everybody had so much hope, like, you know, and but through this, I had the idea. I was talking to Dean, and I said, man. Dean came on after that with the request shows, and we did 5 of them, and we actually were able to safely go to Branson. I drove to Branson.
Wow.
And we all saw each other for the first time in almost a year, and it was probably the most emotional thing that we had ever seen. And we did one live from Branson.
Yeah.
Dean was there. Cliff Wright was there. It was just amazing. It was awesome, right? It was then, and I think it was around February of 21. And I said to Dean, I was like, you think I could try this licensing thing again? You know what I mean? We not 21, 2020.
Okay.
I think it was around that time or something like that. It was near the end of 2020. It was right after we did the summer festival. We actually got to do the summer festival during COVID. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, wow.
We did the summer festival. We cut tickets off.
Wow.
And we had because we'd sold tickets for the next year, right? 2020.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're going to hold your tickets. And they were like, we're going to hold out. We're going to hold out because we're holding on to hope. We got to do Summerfest, and we got to do River Ranch that year.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And we did it with 200 people in that big auditorium, and everybody was, I think, 15 feet apart.
Wow.
15 feet apart, and they had circles, and you were required to wear a mask, even though that Florida didn't require that. And if you didn't want to wear a mask, then you didn't have to come, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want you there anyways.
Yeah.
Go away. Bye.
Well, especially
you're all
because
you're all at risk.
Older.
You're 55 plus, and then you have guys who have, you know, one kidney who can't doesn't have he has a compromised immune system. So like, get out of your head right now. And that may be an unpopular thing to say, but like, this is bigger than this. We want to be together, right?
Yeah.
So let's do what we have to do to be together and get on stage again, right? And we finally did, and it was incredible, right? So we got to do that, and then we got to do Helen, and then we got to do River Ranch. So we got to do 3 festivals One wasn't mine, but two were. So now we've done more festivals and more, like, it was like, oh my God, what's happening right now? We just did festivals and I did it alone, and it just added to the growth. That's how this journey, kept going and growing.
Yeah.
And then the licensing thing happened, and I was like, okay, we're going into 21 Summerfest. We just had it happen. Or we just had 2020 Summerfest happen, and then we were going into 21, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just try it, right? Everything's still not open all the way everywhere, but like, what can it hurt? So I approached DPE through Dean, and Dean helped me and guided me through it, put me in contact with the right people, and we talked it over as a team, and they said we'd absolutely love to work with you. And
which is everything.
That's
I just
crazy.
My jaw dropped, and we never looked back. And we added the King Creole Elvis Festival in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is now known as Louisiana Elvis Festival. We added the Georgia Elvis Festival in replace of River Ranch. We added Elvis the Summer Festival, the Elvis back into the name of our baby. We added the Mount Dora Elvis Festival. Yes. And we added the Arkansas Elvis Festival. And then we added the Myrtle Beach Elvis Festival. So Myrtle Beach is mine and Alex's festival together. We co-produced that. And Louisiana is mine and Jeff's festival that we co-produced. And then that was 6. So now we just came out of the gate, ETA Festivals. And somewhere along the lines, I came up with this thing that was ETA Festivals. Yeah. Right? And I was like, why not? It's kind of what it is. We're ETA Festivals. And it caught on.com. And they're like, who's etafestivals.com? And it became a secret again. Right? It became a secret. Nobody knew. And of course, like, we put it out there, and like, obviously everybody knows now that comes to the event. Like, I'm on the page as the owner and the CEO and all that stuff. Like, I'm proud of that.
That's awesome.
I'm not trying to hide that. And so, we're in 2021 planning for the summer festival of, like, that kind of is no COVID restrictions, and it happens, and it's incredible. It's amazing. Then we do River Ranch, and then we do Orlando, which Orlando finally, just to show you how long we waited to do Orlando with Westgate, we did Orlando, and we got that under our belt. That was Orlando Elvis Festival. And it was just like one of those things where it's like every single one of those was a stepping stone to get to the first licensed Elvis festival, which was the King Creole Elvis Festival with me and Jeff. And it was incredible. It was amazing. And that was the debut of the Gates, right? We own the Gates, the Gates of Graceland as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Jeff, those are Jeff's, and they are on loan with the company, right? So he bought them, and he goes, get them home. And I'm like, gotcha, Lou. I got you. That's it. Like, Lou talks and we go. Like, we just go. Like, that's it. Like, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Gates of Graceland. Great Graceland Gates. Graceland Gates. How did he make them? How did he make them?
They're beautiful.
Well, no, he found them. Okay, of course he found them. Of course. Of course he found them. Of course he's the only, like, right? They're so amazing. They're just amazing.
See them in person.
You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them.
They're incredible. They have so many stories, right? They've lived so many different lives in their one life, right? They're amazing.
Yeah.
Both of them. And so we got to do that, and then they just started. Yeah. And it was incredible to see the growth as a team and as a unit, and our team grew. And in that time, Cody got crazy, and he was like, let's add 4 more festivals for 23. And I don't know why I wanted to do that, but we did. And now we're here, and we're going to close the chapter on this year at 10 festivals in one calendar year, which is the largest Elvis festival calendar for one single company to put on ever. And it'll never happen again with me, because I can't take it anymore.
I said 10 and done.
I cannot take it anymore. And no, we're going back down to 7. It's going to be fine. We're
fine.
7. So and that's it. And through that, I say the naysayers and everybody else, I look at them as, still an intricate part of this business. They have their way of thinking and we have our way of thinking. But our way of thinking is giving everybody a shot. There is no paying your dues and stuff. Yes, you have to pay your dues. You have to make sure that you're ready for that, right?
I love that.
But how are we going to know?
Yes.
If we don't put you on that stage? That was Jeff and Tom and a guy by the name of Brian Mays. He co-produces the Nashville Elvis Festival with Tom. Took a shot on me and said, okay, here you go. Here's 2 songs. And I literally begged for Tom and Brian to put me on Nashville. I said, just give me a shot to show you what I can do.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't even have to pay me. Just give me a shot. I'll pay for my own room. And they're like, okay, do it. I got a check and I got my room paid for.
Wow.
At the end of that. And I've never not missed, I've never not gone to the Nashville Elvis Festival from there. And it's just gone from there. It is gone from there because people like myself and like Alex and Cully, we do what is right. And that's what this company and that's what we aim to do. And that's what we turned into. It's like, we had another guy that hadn't had a headlining performance, right? By the name of Tyler Christopher. He's from Kentucky, I think. He's from the area. And he killed it. He freaking killed it. And it was incredible. And I said, you're never not going to be on one of our events.
Wow.
On a calendar year. You're just never not going to. And it's so awesome. Like, it's just, I never want to be the guy that says, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, prove me wrong.
Well,
prove me right?
Yes.
Prove me right. Prove to me that you're, if you got hype, show me. Show me. The stage is right there.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Well, you're
and
breaking
do your thing.
stereotypes. Like, you are really going in there and you're allowing a platform for people. I mean, like Braxton Sky, right? He performed.
Braxton Sky, yeah, absolutely.
And he's amazing. He's amazing. Only 13.
Yeah, exactly. And at 13, I was supposed to sit there and look pretty and, whatever the heck, goo goo gaga, always so cute, like, whatever. Like, no. Like, these kids these days, they're so talented.
Yeah.
They
Him and
are.
Finley Watkins and so many of these other kids that are coming up, they're out of this world. They really, really are. And it's awesome. Like, it's just awesome, right? I love it. And so yeah, that's the story. And we are
Thank you
here,
for that.
and it is somehow. I know it's a bit long-winded, but I didn't want to leave anything out because I don't really get
I'm happy you didn't.
I don't really get to talk much about that, and with everything, like, not a lot of people know it, and a lot of people get the condensed version of it. And
Thank
I wanted
you for sharing.
I wanted to give an uninterrupted version of it.
Yeah.
That is just.
It needed to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And but it's fantastic, and Jeff and Tom and Alex and David Allen and Michael Cullifer and Dean Z and Jeannie Nichols, Aaron Sykes, my mom, my dad, everybody. There's just such a big umbrella of people that are part of this journey, and they believe in this company and they believe in what we're building. And we're still in the embryonic stages of what we're doing. We don't know everything. We're never going to know everything. We know now that we can't do 10 festivals. We can do 6 or 7, and we can do that exactly perfect, right? And it feels right, But it's allowed me to dip my toe back into single shows and be able to produce my tour. I'm going back on tour. I'm going on tour. We have 9 dates this year with Infinity Tribute Band. They're freaking incredible. They're amazing. In every way, shape, or the form. And we start August 24th, and then we go to all the way through December 17th is our last date. So it's stagnated. Every month we do a run of shows. So
that's exciting.
It's very exciting. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You are one busy man, let me tell you that.
Not as busy as Dean, though. Dean is
Dean is
all over the map. Dean's
I've
franchise,
looked at
man.
his tour schedule.
He's
and I'm
amazing.
like, oh my god.
That's sensei.
Oh my god.
That's
Yes.
sensei.
Yes.
That's my sensei.
Well,
he's everywhere.
what are the next upcoming
The next upcoming festivals are, first off, it is Mount Dora, Florida. So it will be the second year that we've done a festival there, but the last year that we do a full festival because I know it sucks. I know. But
if you guys could see me right now, I'm giving him the hand.
Yeah, I know. So, but don't fret. Don't worry. We are coming back next year, and we are going to do a condensed weekend because Cody needs to have a social life. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I need to have a social life.
Yep.
So, but there is, and I gotta be biased. I gotta be loyal to my baby. I gotta be loyal to my child, and I've got to put all my focus into Summerfest, right? Like that is Florida's premier tribute, Elvis, and that's the one that I can flex my creative muscles on the most.
Yeah.
That has the biggest blank canvas for us to work with, and I know that it's a little out of the ways, and but it's home, right? And the locals there being with Follow That Dream are just so incredible to have there and whatnot. But Mount Dora is going to be the next one on the docket. We've got 3 days there. Next year it's going to go down to 2. We got 5 shows, so we'll do away with Thursday and Friday afternoon, but we'll be doing Friday night, Saturday night, and Saturday afternoon.
Can you say the dates?
So it is, good Lord, I think
September
14th, 14th
Is it
through the 15th, I think it is. Hold on, I don't know.
For 2023?
For 2023, September 14th through the 16th of September. Yes.
Yes.
The 17th and
Okay,
18th are Sunday and a Monday. And I will be on the way to
so
Sky's
sorry.
neck of the woods in Arizona at that point. So we literally go from Mount Dora to Arizona.
Woo!
Michael Cullifer and half the staff aren't even staying that long at Mount Dora. They're singing on Thursday night, and they're getting in the truck and driving to Arizona because we got big things planned for Arizona, and we're going to hold the fort down in Mount Dora while they do that and truck out there. And then we're going to get in the truck, and we're going to go Saturday night and drive all through the night to get to beautiful Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Phoenix.
And that is going to take place the 21st through the 23rd of September, and then we have a week to stay out west, and we're going to do some sightseeing as a group. Everybody lit by sightseeing group. I think just me and my mother, because everybody else is bailing on us.
I love that for you.
I love my mom.
We, mother and I.
Mother and I. I'm going to go see the Charo Church.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I am going to go see the Charo Church. I'm going to go see where Stay Away Joe was filmed.
Yes, you
have
are.
to.
Yes.
Have to.
Are you gonna find the house in the mountains though in Sedona where he stayed? You gotta hike there.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
Have you seen
about
127 Hours or whatever the heck
Yeah,
that movie is called? Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to fall and get
Don't
my arms
do
chopped
that.
off.
keeps telling
Like,
me to keep do it, and I'm like, I don't think y'all understand. It's literally like
I
in a
actually would like to
path,
see that. I
like
would love to see
the
that
house
happen.
from Stay With Joe.
like the house that they stayed in while he was filming Stay Away Joe. It's like hidden
Oh.
in a mountain. It's like built into a mountain in Sedona, Arizona, and you gotta like hike
Is it still
to get there.
standing?
Yeah, it's like abandoned.
But why? Why? Did they
Whoa.
only build it for Elvis?
I don't know. He stayed there. I was reading an article on it because a lot of people send it to me. They're like, you gotta go see this, and I was like, I don't think you have to stay.
That's
I
so
know.
sketch.
That's
That's so
sketchy.
sketch.
I don't know
Maybe
about that.
not.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
fun fact about
Cottonwood.
Stay Away Joe, Mick from Rocky is Joe's either grandfather or uncle, and I didn't realize that until like
Oh, wow.
recently. Yeah, that's Mickey from Rocky.
Wow, I'm in
Yes!
the middle of watching that movie right now. Actually,
Look at him and listen to his voice. He goes, "You gotta." I was like, "Yeah, that's Mick. Yeah, that is 100% Mickey
I'll
from
pay
Rocky."
attention.
Like, good lord. He's so. That's probably one of the funniest Elvis movies that.
It's a
You know what
trip.
gets me? You know what
Let me
gets
tell
me?
you.
He goes and he trades in for the new Cadillac, and he goes and he trades in his horse, and the guy's sitting there holding the for sale sign, and he's going, bum 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 bum, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what in the hell? Like, and then he has to go back and get the horse, and then he brings the car back, and it's like decimated, like trashed. It's absolutely trashed.
Okay.
And the guy's like,
it's just
like the dogs have been sleeping in it. He's singing "Hello, Misfortune." All I needed was the rain, and it's just so great.
Love.
Oh my gosh, Dominic's
I have
from
not
that
seen
one.
this.
Oh,
So
you need to
you're
watch.
like,
You need to watch Stay With
It's
Joe.
a lot of screaming. Like, you're gonna be like, I don't understand what anyone is saying. It's like chaos 24/7.
My favorite part is when they're bringing in the commode, like when they're bringing in the toilet, and it's like this heavenly, like, because like Joe got rich and all that stuff, and they're renovating the house and stuff like that.
So the toilet is like precious to them?
Precious to them because they've had an outhouse the entire time.
Yeah,
And they're like, and then, Mick is going, he goes, then we got a toilet. He's making this face too.
Yeah.
You guys have to be seeing the podcast video in order
Like,
to be understanding what is happening.
What is this? You know what I mean? And they've invited like I think their daughter's husband in there, and their in-laws and stuff like that, and they're all trying to be sophisticated and stuff like that. And he leans, like the fiance leans on the wall, and he goes right through the wall.
It's just chaos. It's literally
just
chaos. Like,
it's literally chaos. And,
is this one of like Elvis's better movies, or like the ones that
just
weren't
fun.
so good?
It's so campy and so it's just
fun.
Camp. I have the link,
I love
Victory.
that.
I'll send it to you so you can watch
Please.
it.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing. There's a song called Dominic that he's singing to a bull. It's great.
I haven't got to that part yet, but I
Dominic, why are you frumping? For you.
He just looks so good in yellow and blue. I just have to say that.
Just
right
let him
now.
keep going. Just let Cody sing.
Literally,
I'm
like
so sorry.
he goes, "Move your little kaboo." I'm like,
If you would like to see Stay Away Joe, you don't need to at this point. Cody has acted out every scene in the movie, so.
I told you I know the Elvis movies by heart, but
at least you
Just
know
not
the
the
name.
names.
You know the name of that character, though, so that's good.
of course it's Joe. Like
I
did
don't
Stay
know
Away
the last
Joe.
name. I will say I don't know the last name.
I did Joe Lightcloud.
Oh, I did know that actually. I did
Joe
know that.
Lightcloud. Joe freaking Lightcloud. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from there, we're gonna sightsee, and then we're gonna go to Texas, and we're gonna do Texas's the Texas Elvis weekend, and we're gonna be there October 5th through the 7th. And then we take a hiatus. We go into the mountains of Helen, Georgia, and we party down with Mr. Jeff Lewis and his friends. I'm one of those friends. It's amazing.
You're
It's fantastic. I'm a friend of Jeff and the Lewis and the Lewis, and it's just amazing. The jams are incredible. It's normally all sold out. So, I mean, if you're listening to this and you want to go up to the mountains of Georgia and see all those pretty orange leaves and listen to your favorite ETAs sing around the campfire and see some bears, come on.
Have you seen bears?
Oh yeah, Jeff was like, if you listen like to some of his stories and whatnot, he's going, come here, Boogie. Like no concept, right? And he'll tell you the story, and he's like, come here, Boogie, Jokey Wookie, and everyone they're like, Jeff, and he goes, shh.
No.
It's fine.
It's fine.
And it's great. It's amazing. And it's so memorable, right? And then from there we go to St. Simon's Island, Georgia. We stay in the great state of Georgia because we love it so much. We're going all the way down to the coastline for the Georgia Elvis Festival in St. Simon's Island, which is gorgeous at this time of year. It's cool, and it's Christmas time, and we decorate the entire place for Christmas. And we have
Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler. Merry Chrysler. Happy Christmas.
If you know,
Anyways.
you know.
What is it? Yeah, no, but it's amazing. So that's the rest of the year. We round it out with Georgia. And
booked.
and then we go right back into the cycle. We kick it off with Myrtle Beach for
Wow.
the third annual. It's crazy.
Dude, that's so exciting.
so exciting, so amazing. Third year for Myrtle Beach, third year for Louisiana, second year for Illinois. Illinois was one of our biggest Elvis festivals. Second year for Arizona, second year for Texas, seventh year for Summer Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so awesome, so crazy. And am I missing anything? And third year for Georgia. Second.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
No, third year for Georgia. Third year for
Dude,
Georgia.
time is flying.
Time is flying by. We're about to hit our fifth
Whoa.
anniversaries and stuff like that. It's crazy. But
You're
yeah,
almost 30. Oof.
Don't bring it up.
Whoa.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
Hold up.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
We are not too far behind Cody, so let's not talk about that.
Don't bring it up. No, but I mean, it is incredible in every sense of the matter, right?
Wow.
I love it. I love it every step of the way and love everything about it. And it's so nice when I can go to one of my buddies' festivals that they produce and I don't have to do diddly squat.
Yeah, you can just relax.
Just show up.
Just show up
and hang out.
And we have a lot of the guys. And so, going back to what I look at as a better industry, in my opinion, it did not conform. We didn't conform to anything. You know what I mean? And we're in an industry where anybody can produce a festival, right? If you have know-all and you wanna do it, go do it, right? Go do it.
Yeah.
We have so many different people that produce festivals and stuff like that. Jeff being the founding father of that, along with Tom and with Nashville. Then we have myself and Alex, and Arizona is actually me and Michael Cullifer's baby that we've cultivated, and same in Illinois is with myself and Jeff as well. So we have two together. So it's really cool. Nick Perkins is another ETA that produces festivals. Taylor Rodriguez, it's amazing. And obviously,
I love how uplifting you guys are for each other.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
I love that,
it
like
just,
a brotherhood.
But like it, in this sense, it's go do it, right?
Yep.
If you want to do it, do it. There's no right or wrong. There's no oversaturation. There's none of that. Like, if you want to go do it and you know how to do it, then go put pen to paper and do it.
I love it.
Who am I to stand in your way?
Yeah.
Nobody's standing in anybody's way. It's the canvas is blank, and we're pushing our pen, right?
Yeah.
And we're writing.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
So
and so are so many other people's,
Yeah. Everyone who's listening, if you heard a festival that is close to you, go. If you go to Mount Dora, not only will you be seeing Cody, you'll be seeing Victory. And if you go to Phoenix, not only will you be seeing Cody, you'll be seeing me. So everyone, go to the ETA festivals if you can. Seriously, go buy your tickets. Where can they buy tickets? You can find,
etafestivals.com, or any festival has their own website. You can go to IllinoisElvisFest.com, Mount Dora ElvisWeekend.com, or Mount Dora Elvis Fest, whatever. The central hub, so you don't have to remember all of those pesky little websites, is etafestivals.com. And that is your central hub.
These will definitely be linked in the bio for this podcast video as well.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Easy.
And I just want to say, Cody, thank you for carrying on Elvis's legacy like this.
Just a small part. Part.
And isn't it crazy to think that we are all here because of one person?
And one person. I say that every day. I say that every day.
Yep.
I look at it in the sense of like it doesn't ever get old.
Nope.
No.
He's timeless.
Yes.
I know that we've talked a lot about myself and everything, but I want to talk a little bit about Elvis. I would love to talk about Elvis. Yes.
We do have some questions from the fans.
Yeah,
they have questions for you.
I would love that.
We have just like one more question from a fan about being an ETA. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, beautiful. It is from Miss Rachel, and she's asking, what's the most rewarding part about being an Elvis Tribute Artist?
Fans.
Yeah.
making them happy. That's it.
Yeah.
Because you know that this is their escape to a point. I tell this story. I'm only told this story once publicly. But I want to put it on something that it can get replayed on forever. Right. So like, the most rewarding part is not knowing what they're going through, right? You have no recollection. You have no idea what they're doing, like what their life is, what they're going through, anything like that. You just see their reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was living out in Memphis doing the Rock and Roll Cafe, which it's since shut down. It was right across the street from Graceland and the old shopping plaza there that is now the offices, before they had that big, brand new, beautiful entertainment complex.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really when I learned to appreciate the reaction and what was the most rewarding thing for me. I walked into work. I was filling in for Michael. He was in the Dominican Republic, and I actually this was my first time that I'd kind of like gone out on my own. So I was 18 years old, and I was living in Memphis, and it was great. Freedom. It was fantastic. And I walked into work that day, and I said, "Hey, how many people do we have?" And they're like, "1." And I was like, 100? And they're like, "No, 1." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So are we not gonna? We're not gonna do the show?" And they're like, "No, you're gonna do the show. You gotta go do it." I'm like, "Okay, like, are we?
Wow.
Are you serious?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're still open. We still got people in the restaurant, right? Like, they're eating. We can't not have music." And I was like, "All right, cool." Nick Perkins was my sound guy at that time, and I think a guy by the name of Joey actually was in at that time, but Nick and me go way back. You know what I mean? So he was there with me and stuff like that, and he was just then getting into being an ETA and stuff like that. And but yeah, so Joey was with me, and he started the music. Went out there. It was this little old lady, and she was just. I walked out, did my thing. I was kind of phoning it in the first half, but then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna go do my thing, because I started seeing her reaction, and I was like, okay, so cool. Like, I mean, I've got to look at it. Like, there was nobody else in the room, right?
Yeah.
It was just her.
Yeah.
It was just her, and so I. It was awkward for me, right? Because like that's a true test, right? And like, I was watching the reaction of her, and it changes you in a way, because you're like, makes you look at it in a different light, right? So I come back in the second half, and I'm got a fire, and I'm ready. 2001 hits, big. I'm in the Aloha jumpsuit, and I just go out there and I do the paint by numbers. I'm just going out there and I'm doing Elvis. And we get done with it, and the entire time she had the biggest smile on her face from ear to ear. And I remember it so vividly and so like it was yesterday, right? I smell the grease from the chicken, like that they were frying in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Like at the old cafe, right?
Yeah.
And I remember everything about that night. And she came up to me afterwards, and she said, "You're just incredible." And I lost my husband a month ago, and we were supposed to come to Graceland. And it was always my dream to see Elvis in concert, and I never got to. And he wanted to take me and wanted to bring me to come see Elvis, and that was it. And I obviously lost it, and I was in tears. And you just never know what people are going through and what type of joy you're going to bring to their life. At the end of the day, that's the moral of the story. That's the most rewarding thing for me. And don't ever assume that you're ever bigger than that, because you're not, because you have a dedication to them, right? That's the most rewarding thing for me, is having that interaction with the fans and not knowing and being a part of the team, because it's not just me, part of the team that brings people light in the life.
Yeah.
Especially in today's life, right? And you know, I didn't get, you know, she gave me a generous tip, and I was just like, you know, you don't have to do that, and stuff like that. And it was amazing. And I'll never forget her, ever.
No.
And it's unbelievable. That's my favorite performance too. Still.
I love that. That's
because
everything.
it changed a lot for me. And you know, people, I you know, it's sappy, it's all this stuff. People may think whatever, I don't care, but I talk with my heart. I wear it on my sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
People see that. They can choose to believe it or not, you know. But that's it's they don't write that in the manual. They don't.
No.
They really don't. And until someone performs for one person, you just don't know what you're made of. I stand by that.
You got victory crying in the club over here.
I didn't mean for that. I didn't mean for that.
No, Cody. Okay, because when I went to your festival, did you read the message that I sent you about the lady? Yeah, there was like a similar thing that happened. A lady lost her mother, and that was her first time going to kind of give like grievance and like respect to her mother, because her and her mother used to listen to Elvis all the time, and she was there by herself wearing a beautiful polka dot dress because her mom loved polka dots, and she just went there to just honor her mom. And I'm like, I was getting emotional, just like,
it's just one of those things you just don't know.
Yeah,
you just don't know at this point, you know, and any point, like when it comes to stuff like that, it's just such a joy, right? And it's such a thing, and everything else that goes on behind the scenes and stuff like that is it's all noise, right? Until you get out on stage, and that's your main job, right?
Yep.
You know. So that's the most rewarding thing.
Wow. That story.
That's beautiful.
Really beautiful. Thank you for.
I feel like a therapy session over here.
No,
I know.
no.
Literally, I'm like bawling my eyes out over here.
I don't hold back. I don't. And you know, I love this because you know, I mean, it's, you know, I've you know, I love the podcast. I love what they do, and I love all of that. You know, I look at it as a place to be real, because everybody else is real, right? I mean, you watch any of the podcasts, and it's no BS. Like they're just sitting there talking, you know, about life.
Again,
that's another reason why I didn't want to, you know, like I wanted to, you know, look like this, and
we wanted you to be you.
No, we wanted you to be like this. We were not expecting you with your sideburns. It's okay, organically grown or not.
I was just talking about the hair. You know, I was like, please don't be expecting me to wear my hair up. I really don't want to. It's really long right now. Anyway.
So next question is, and this is, we can go into Elvis a little bit. Like, this is just a fun little Elvis question.
Yeah.
So Kaylee asks, what is your most underrated and overrated Elvis song? Like, what do you think is the most? Yeah, isn't that hard?
Who asked this question?
Kaylee,
what are you doing coming for me?
I know.
Get out of here with this.
Even I'm like, what?
Good Lord.
Right?
She's coming for me.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She really is.
Right at the throat, man.
I know. Like, why do they have to make these so hard? Most underrated and overrated. This is tough. This really is. I think overrated. I don't know if overrated is the right word, because all of them. I don't want to say anything is overrated, right? Because
you
I don't.
Say the more like well known, like
maybe like played too much, like overused.
Yeah, like I mean, and I don't think overrated is a bad term, but
I have my answer,
I was gonna say,
go.
Victory, do you want to go first? Because I feel like we should all
I can go. I think I Can't Help Falling in Love with You is overrated.
Really?
No, it's played so much. Okay, I played it at my wedding, but
I
overrated.
I do have to say that before I watched Blue Hawaii, I was like, that song's like a really well-known Elvis song's played all the time. But once I watched the scene in Blue Hawaii where he sang it, it changed it for me.
I know.
Like,
I saw that scene too.
I fell back in love.
But I still felt that way.
Right. But that's
just overplayed, or Hound Dog. It's just overplayed.
Yeah.
Hound Dog.
Ooh, the tea was spilled.
Mine would be Jailhouse Rock, probably.
Ooh.
Really?
That's played a lot. I've been hearing it in a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I hear... Yeah. Hound Dog
I get it.
Has to be Hound Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Has to be Hound Dog. Most underrated Elvis song. Sky Go.
Oh God, I wasn't ready for that. Victory's ready, right?
Welcome to My World. I love that song.
I love that song.
That's
okay,
a
so
great
I do this
song.
bit in I say, who's been to Graceland? And everybody raised their hand, and I said, everybody, if you've ever been, they play this while you're going through those amazing, beautiful gates. And then we sing Welcome to My World, because that's the song that Elvis does in this, and it's amazing, right? I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah.
What about you? I got mine.
Okay, I have mine now. Angel, Take 7.
Angel.
Really? Love Angel. I love
Angel Take 7.
Well, that's the one that's on
Follow That Dream.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Impressive.
I love that one. Or
impressive.
I'm a big I've Got Confidence fan, and
like the gospel song.
The gospel song.
Okay,
and
not Confidence from Clambake. I was like,
no,
you are treading in some dangerous waters.
No.
Okay.
I've Got Confidence, and I think the take on Elvis Back in Nashville is like, I want to say it's take 1 specifically. Like, I love it so much. I listen to it like all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So those would probably be my 2.
I really like the
A 2. Dang it. Blue Moon's my second one then.
Blue Moon.
The
great.
one
with the one
I
where
love
he goes.
that one. Yes.
Yeah,
it
that
hits
one.
my core.
Yeah, it literally does. It does. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's incredible. What a range. Mine is Where Did They Go, Lord?
Yes.
Have you ever heard that one?
That's a good one.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second one is We Can Make the Morning.
That was like,
Yes.
Have the take on Elvis Back in Nashville though of that one. Have you heard that? The end where he like starts to like belt the notes. Oh, that's everything. That's everything.
Amazing. He's amazing. We can. Where Did They Go, Lord is such an underrated song, and it's not a gospel song.
It really is.
I don't know if you guys didn't know that. It is a heartbreak song. So for those of you who think that it is a gospel song, that you're listening, it is not a gospel song. Just because he says Lord, he's just asking. He's just saying, Lord, please, why did she leave me with all of these divorce papers? Thank you. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying that. No, like, it's a heartbreak song. And Jeff Lewis and Tom Brown, shocker. I just, I submitted it for a gospel, and they're like, it's not a gospel song. And I'm like,
You're like,
but and they were like, but it says Lord. And they're like, we know it says Lord, but listen to the lyrics. Sometimes I feel like I have lost you for another. And I'm like, oh, it's not a gospel song at all.
It's a breakup song.
It's a breakup song, literally.
learn something new every day.
Exactly. We Can Make the Morning. He just has such vocal control.
Yep.
He belts it out, and then he goes into these small valleys with his voice, and then grow the notes. And he was so talented about his breath control and singing soft and low and hard and big and just everything. It was just
so
incredible.
Good.
Yes. Great question.
Start crying again.
Great question.
I also have to mention It's Midnight from Elvis and Stax. I forgot what take number it is, but
it's not midnight. It's an hour away from midnight, but you know.
I know. I thought you meant it's midnight right now. I was like, Sky, it's 10:40.
That's another
underrated song.
Honorable mention.
Alex
for
Mitchell's
me.
signature song.
Really? Love that.
Yes.
Love that. Well, now that we're talking about, Elvis and Elvis
Presley,
songs, we do this thing every time that we record. We ask each other, what is your Elvis fixation of the week? And that can literally be anything. Last time it was Elvis's chest hair for Victory.
Is that weird?
And it was the ending Girls, Girls number for me. So it could literally be anything you want it to be.
Is that weird? Is that weird?
Is that weird?
Not weird at all. We were talking about sideburns earlier.
No.
Organically grown sideburns.
Yes.
Okay.
Organically grown sideburns. I love it.
So, what's your Elvis fixation of the week?
What's my Elvis fixation of the week?
Give us the tea.
No judgment zone. It could be anything.
I mean, I've been watching him sing My Way for an awfully lot this week. So that's my Elvis fixation for the week. Getting prepped for the ultimate.
Nice.
Elvis's Aloha from Hawaii concert performance of My Way. Yes.
I love that one.
Powerful.
He doesn't move.
I know.
He doesn't move.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He goes,
no.
Oh, and he's looking down, and I'm like, okay, Elvis. And then he goes, and then the entire thing, he's just, and then it's like, I'm going to look at you and grace you with my presence now, all right? And then he's holding it, stays here, right?
Yes.
Puts his hand down here. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to look down to step off this drum riser. Okay. I'm going to walk out here, and then I'm going to do this with my hand. And I'm going to play with my rings. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to...
Again, Cody's reenacting everything, so if you've not seen...
I'm just taking advantage of the video because I do know that you post the video. Yeah. But no, and he's so methodical when he does that, right? And he actually he does this little smirk if you watch it closely, and I have watched it closely. Trust. Mm-hmm. It's when he's saying, oh no, not me, I did it my way, and he goes this little, just that little thing right there. He just does that little. He does that little thing, and his eyes are closed, and I was like, yeah, you did it. Yeah, you're singing to 40 million people right now, right?
Oh my gosh.
So that's my Elvis fixation.
I love that.
Thank you so much for that.
Smirk.
Thank you so much for that. My fixation of the week, and then we can go back to you.
That's fine. Go ahead. Yours is probably more normal.
It's so
my
fixation.
My fixation is.
I have two fixations of the week. One is his like 5 o'clock shadow that comes out and that's the way it is footage, because he's usually just so clean shaven. But I don't know. I thought it was just so cute. I just love the way it looks. Okay, yes. And then my second one is in the Reinventing Elvis documentary. There was a girl who was an intern, but she was like the daughter of like one of the head NBC people, and like they like showed her. She sat next to Elvis during My Way, but it was not My Way, Memories. But it wasn't shown in the actual special. It was like a different take of it, and they literally show her like just sitting right there with Elvis, and I was like, this is literally everything, to hear her talk about it and see her like as she is now, and then go back and see how she was in 68, and like she's literally like 2 inches from Elvis. Like I cannot imagine being 2 inches from 68 comeback special Elvis. Are you kidding me? Singing Memories too. Like such a beautiful song. It's like you can just hear him. You don't even need the mic. He's singing in your ear. Like,
was she the one that was like, and he was sweaty too, that makes it all the better?
I think so. You know. So those are my fixations of the week. Thank you very much. Victory.
Okay, so my fixation is literally, so it was so weird to see. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. All right, here we go again, third time. Literally seeing his pores. So Elvis, to me, has always had flawless skin. Yeah. Like, it's that filter that the 70s and 50s and 60s have. Mm-hmm. But in this film, it literally showed, like...
It was clear.
His face,
clear
yes.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me.
That's crazy to me.
I love that.
Don't judge me, Cody. You're judging.
Listen, I look at his face. I look at his nose. I'm like, how can I get his... I can't... There's nothing that sounds weird to me. Mm-hmm. There's not.
Oh my gosh.
I look at the man's hands. I look at the man's feet placement. I look at the way that he gyrates, because I have to somehow try and get a sliver of that on stage.
All right. Yeah. So you understand the lady. Okay.
You just have to look at it. I mean, you can't. Yep. You just cannot, there's nothing that's weird about what you guys are talking about. Yeah. We're sitting there backstage, and do you ever look at Elvis and look at his face and look at how his nose kind of goes to the side a little bit in this picture?
He has the most perfect side profile. I don't understand someone that literally turns and has a nice wow.
Perfect. He's perfect. He's perfect. He literally looks to the side and you're like, how is that a perfect person right there? I look like Igor.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. Well, thank you guys.
I do all my makeup. And I'm like, oh my god, it's an Indian trying to be Elvis.
Actually, this is
for those of you who don't know, I am actually Indian. So just so you know.
Thank you for clarifying.
If you were not watching.
After you didn't do your Indian's dad impression, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never.
I don't know if we're cutting this out or what's going to be in it, but you know.
We're just rolling with it at this point. This is
honestly, these would make funny TikTok bits.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
yeah, we're gonna cut a lot of this for TikTok, so don't even.
Definitely be prepared.
Yeah, so you talking about makeup, I actually just thought about this. What are the makeup products you use? Like, let's hear them.
Yes, Cody, spill the tea.
Everything. I am a Mac man.
Okay, period.
Period, sure.
Mac made in Urban Decay. That's what I use.
Love.
That's it.
Love.
That's it.
So, like, can you tell us your routine? How do you get ready?
Oh my lord.
Also, like, props to
I
you
do contouring.
Yeah.
Contouring first.
Ooh. Amazing.
Do my contouring first. And then from there I focus on the highlights.
Okay.
Obviously I shave first because I don't do all this when I'm there. So that's obviously the first step.
Yeah.
Contour, highlighting, I do all of that. I blend all that in.
Okay. Are you doing foundation over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just skip that. So like I foundation, then contour.
Do you know what that's called? Do you know what you're doing? That's called underpainting. That's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's called underpainting. And
that's like an advanced
technique. That's
a
technique that is like really big nowadays that women use in their makeup. So amazing job.
Props
I've been doing it since 2016.
He started the underpainting.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. No, Michael Culliford actually took me to Mac, and they were like, "Listen, bear with us."
I love that you went to Mac too.
Can you make him look like Elvis? And like,
stop. Are you serious?
And they're like, what? they literally, the woman said, what? And Cully was like, can you do that? And she was like, yeah. This was in Memphis.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And I said, do you know who Elvis is? And she looked at me. She was like,
do I know who Elvis is?
Yes, I do.
In Memphis.
They were like, sit down. I was a baby, and a baby, and an infant baby, and but no, like, so that's how I got to where I am now. So I do the eyes. It just looks like you put like dirt on your face, until you do your eyes, and then the eyes make everything pop. And then you're like,
that's true.
I see everything. I wear contacts. I wear blue contacts.
Okay.
I do not have blue eyes.
I would have never known.
I had poop brown eyes. That's brown. That's it. So that's it. So
I do not. No, you cannot.
Yeah, I know.
Cannot join. Sorry.
Your eyes are very blue.
Oh, sure.
Yes. Very blue. And so I wear blue contacts, and that makes everything pop as well. Right. And so that's kind of my process, and I just tweak as needed. If I don't have a good skincare routine, my makeup cakes off. Right. So learning that
skincare routine. We love a man with a skincare routine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
what is your go-to moisturizer?
What is it called?
Is it CeraVe?
Starts with a C.
CeraVe.
Yes, CeraVe.
Yes.
CeraVe. I do CeraVe in the morning, and then I do CeraVe at night, and then I just do regular CeraVe after I get my makeup off to moisturize.
I love this. Men take notes. This is fabulous.
Yeah, and then I used every time that I use Dior, whatever the heck.
Yes, Dior.
Oh,
not Dior.
For blackheads.
Yeah, that.
Or,
but they're less strong. I use the blackhead one.
Okay.
For deep cleanse after I do makeup because that's very tough, and I just like to strip everything away and then replenish. right?
So important.
And then
I feel that.
And then
deep in my soul.
Yeah, deep in my soul. Right?
Deep in my soul, I feel that.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I do. I do that, and then the first process is doing the hair, right? That's the very first process about doing that. And somehow I talk about this. This is a fun tidbit. We all as ETAs have one Elvis that we all look at for inspiration. And mine, gotta tell you, it's 1969 Elvis. No matter if I'm doing 50s or 70s or 68.
But he's hot. I get it.
He looks perfect. I mean,
perfect.
I can't.
Perfect.
That's it.
Perfect.
And I look at that, and there's all the interview shots. Like I look at his hair, and I look at that, and I'm seeing the way that it curves and goes down in this way, and the sideburns are perfect. His tan's perfect. It's perfect. Amazing.
No, he really is.
That's what I base my look off of at all
cool.
ends. So, I mean, that's just it. Everybody has a specific Elvis that they look at for inspiration, and that's kind of it. I mean, right? So
that's really
cool.
neat because
really cool.
Yeah.
Because I know that I know a lot of the guys are Aloha, right? They have Aloha, in their brain, on their brain. Mine's 1969.
I love
that era of him. That's my favorite.
If I was an ETA, it would be 50s Elvis for me.
50s Elvis?
Specifically Loving You Elvis.
That man was a stone cold fox then.
That is my favorite era.
So fun. Probably one of my favorite movies besides Charo. Charo's my favorite.
That's my favorite movie.
Charo's my favorite.
That's cool because not a lot of people say that Charo is their favorite.
He acted in Charo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I like Charo. Besides, obviously, his 4, like, I don't count his 4 as actual, like, Elvis movies because they were actually, in my opinion, they were good roles, right? Mm-hmm. They were amazing. Loving You, with all the Civil War stuff, not Loving You, Love Me Tender with all the Civil War stuff, because we just talked about Loving You. Loving You because he actually got to be a superstar in that sense.
He got to be like him. He got to
be like himself.
Yeah.
Jailhouse Rock because it's just that dang good. And his best movie, in my opinion, is King Creole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always
his acting chops are there. And anybody who says that he can't act, go watch that movie.
Go watch King Creole.
Go hold my beer. Yep. That's it. That's it. Period.
That's like, I feel like when a lot of people ask, like, oh, what's your favorite Elvis movie? People say King Creole.
King Creole.
And my question is then, like, okay, what's your favorite, like, underrated Elvis movie that's not King Creole? And mine is Girl Happy. I love Girl Happy. Yeah. That was the first ever Elvis film that I watched, and I loved it. I love the album. No skips for me on a banger. Yeah.
Because it was your first.
Yeah, but I thought it was just like it had a pretty decent plot too, like compared to like some other ones, and I liked it.
I can't remember the plot.
It's
because
okay.
I gotta be honest, like with those ones, I just can't. Like, I haven't watched an Elvis movie in so long.
Really?
Right? I have not watched one in so long. Not even that. It's just like I remember them a certain way, and I want to remember them a certain way because I'm a movie buff. I'm a movie buff. For a fun fact about me, I love movies. I eat, sleep, and breathe TV shows and stuff like that. Like, so I look at things in a very tough way. Like, I just can't not do that, you know. But like, obviously, going to movies like that, like having fun, right? Not objectively with that sense, but I would love to rewatch a lot of the movies and look at them and like just rewatch them. And
you sent me that
there
video,
are so
right?
many things like
was that
I hear an Elvis song that I haven't heard in a long time, and I remember it from my childhood because I watched that movie and there was one I can't remember what it's called. It's called Hey 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 Hey. You get the hammer. You get the
in Clam Bake.
Yes, exactly. Clam Bake.
Yeah.
And yes, I did.
I was gonna say then.
Yes, that was the video.
Victory sent me that video, so we all watched it.
I was like, amazing. I love that. Hey, 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 all that stuff. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, I look at the Elvis movies and I look at him, what he was doing, right? And I just it was just so monotonous at a point. You look at him, we love them, right? Yeah. We love them. But you also look at him, that's why Elvis is so interesting to me, because you can look at different parts of his life with so many different looking glasses. With so many different objectives. Right?
Yeah.
You know? That's one of the ones where you're just looking at it like, oh my God, these are so fun, and these shaped my childhood, right? Like this is, I watched these as a kid. I did. Yeah. I remember watching Live a Little, Love a Little, and getting freaked out because the dog
terrifying.
Terrifying.
And
all this, and I was
great song, but terrifying. Yeah.
Get the dog off the thing. I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't like this.
I don't know why they did him like that. They did him so dirty.
So bad. And I remember Tickle Me being my favorite one as a kid, because it's the epitome of Elvis meets Scooby-Doo, right? They're in the haunted house. All the people are like looking at like it's just, I love loving you, Elvis, because he's raw, right? He's very raw.
So raw.
Very raw in every single shape and form, right? And you know, this is another thing that I love about the podcast, because like people think, like, again, like I want to divulge into this a little bit. Because certain people just think that we're out to make money off of his name, and just, you know, one of the biggest comments that I get on these ads and on these things are, why wouldn't they just let him rest? No, it's not. That's not it.
No,
that's not what we're doing. We're not. I'm not getting rich over here. I'm doing it because I love it. I'm doing it because we love it, and we're fans. Yep. You know, we're talking about these things, and I want them to, you know, the more that we do things like this, and the more that we talk about Elvis and whatnot, and bring it back to him, right? Which that's the biggest thing that I love about these podcasts, is because that's the basis of it all, right?
Yep,
it's just amazing. But like Tickle Me, I love Tickle Me because it's like you got. I don't know if you guys seen Tickle Me.
That's the one I haven't seen yet.
I've not seen any of these movies that y'all are talking about.
Go watch Tickle Me.
I feel so bad.
Yeah, no, you need to watch it. We need to get a list for Victory, and she needs to go watch them. But Tickle Me is the epitome of Elvis meets Scooby-Doo, right? And there, he gets off of a Greyhound bus, and he is supposed to be an instructor at a weight loss camp, and
so random.
Have you seen the video of him carrying all the bags, and he's tripping over all the
yes.
That's Tickle Me. That's from Tickle Me. Yes. And yes.
Goes on the table. And
he goes on the table, and he's
with the legs.
All
the
these
legs are in the air.
Yeah, the legs, everything. That's Tickle Me. And so he is he's feeding these people, these women, these lunches and meals. And one of the greatest scenes of the movie, and I had no idea what it meant, and everybody always cracked up laughing when we were watching it, and I was just like, why are you laughing? It's not even funny. Like, he's not even doing anything. Like, that's my impression of my younger self, right? I don't know why I sound like a little annoying little munchkin, right? And I'm like, that's not even funny. What are you doing?
Hey, Skylar, you need to refresh your page. You stopped recording. It said Skylar's browser is preventing recording. Ask Skylar to refresh her page. Hola.
I think we've been recording so long that it's...
I know, it's like glitchy. And it's like, what is wrong with y'all?
What's going on?
What is wrong with you guys?
It's all good. God. It's all good.
Thank you for hopping on, though. You have no idea how much this means to us.
Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely.
Hey.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
How you?
So Elvis is giving meals out, and they're like, she's so excited to eat. This woman is excited to eat because she hasn't been able to eat in like days, right? They've been doing.
Is this like a fat? Oh, Cody, your turn to log off and leave. It's like the FaceTime.
I cannot. Victory.
The bulge.
I can't. That was so funny.
It was in the documentary. No one can get mad at me.
No.
Oh.
What's up? Welcome back.
There he is.
Look at that little baby. Little tiny baby.
Little tiny baby.
Oh,
No, so she gets these meals, right? And she finally gets this meal, and Elvis puts this little tiny steak on her plate, and it's the stupidest thing. And she's going, and she goes, "There's more, right?" And he just looks at her, and he just kind of, he goes, "No, baby, there's not. Move along." And I'm like, oh, God.
What is going on in here on this day?
So freaking funny. It's so stupid. And they're all dressed in Western outfits, right? Because it's supposedly like a dance or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's such a great movie. Outfits, yeah. Such a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Red West is actually in that movie. Elvis beats the living crap out of him in a bar.
I'm so dead.
He literally, like, you watch that when you watch the movie's Victory, like, you know, Red West, and just look out for him, because he's a lot of the times the guy who fights Elvis in a lot of these later movies.
Why?
Because Elvis felt safe with him to do the stunts and do the fight scenes and stuff like that, you know, because Red took karate with him and stuff like that. And I mean, I just think that it's so fun.
I love
so
that.
funny.
I love how he incorporated the friends in that. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like how his parents are in Loving You. I love that we get to see his mom right there in the aisle.
Yes.
It's everything.
It's amazing.
He's like so happy too. Like you can just tell he's like moving. He's like, I got that juice. Like my parents are here. Like I'm ready to go. Like you know, it's so great. And I love watching his. I'm more than halfway done with his movies at this point. I stopped for a little bit.
You're
I'm really trudging along right now. Like
Victory, how many Elvis movies have you seen?
People are gonna come at me. I've seen Jailhouse Rock, Blue Hawaii, Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas is my favorite. I just love Anne Margaret. Like that duo is
Anne Margaret. I love Anne Margaret.
I love her. I just saw another one. I think. Nope.
Blue Hawaii. Did you say Blue Hawaii?
I already said Blue Hawaii. I think I started one. I don't know which one I started though, but I started one.
Do you know what his profession was?
No, it's
a lot of them are based off of him being a certain.
I know.
Like,
no, I don't know. We're stopping there. I'm just gonna say.
Sky.
No.
You haven't seen Harem
Scarum? I know. I'm saving. I've heard about Harem Scarum.
I want to watch King Creole next. So.
You need to watch King Creole. Yeah.
Yes.
Harem Scarum.
Yeah. I recently watched Easy Come Easy Go, and that was one that I was like, wow, I can't.
Is Harem Scarum one of the rough ones?
Yes.
They shot in 2 days.
Yeah.
They shot it in 2 days.
And this is like a opinion across literally every Elvis fan, I feel like. So
he fights a leopard.
Yeah. I have seen a video of that scene, and it is so odd.
And some of the music is cringe, like it's super cringe, like he didn't want to do it. You know, but Hollywood owned him, and
I've heard
back
a few
at
of the
now,
songs.
It's just like, no.
It's so sad.
Unpopular opinion, or maybe not even an opinion, because most people don't even know that the song exists. So Close Yet So Far from Paradise is probably, in my opinion, and this is a bold statement, come at me, internet, is more beautiful and more perfect than Cannot Falling in Love. It's a better song.
What is that from Harem Scarum?
It is from Harem Scarum, and it is a better song in every way, shape, or form. It is beautiful. It has ebbs and flows. It goes high, it goes low, and it shows off his vocal range, but also shows off his tenderness like he did in Cannot Falling in Love. And Dean showed me that. Dean sang that in Helen, Georgia, and his opinion that was his opinion. And after I heard it, I was like, "You're absolutely right." I said, this is a 10 times better. I mean, oh God, it's just so amazing, and it builds on itself. But it's so pretty, and it's a slow dance song, just like Cannot Falling in Love. But there's a crescendo. There's a crescendo to show Elvis's voice off. Right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard that song, people listening, go listen to it. It's amazing. It's perfect.
That's gonna be me listening to it.
because I listened to Elvis Sirius Radio, and I was in my kitchen, and I just have that on, and that song played, and I before it changed, I like ran to the TV because I like wanted to add the song to my playlist, and I had only listened to it that one time, so I don't really remember how it goes, but I remember being like, this is a good song, and once I saw it was from Harem Scarum, I was like, that's interesting. So because I've heard about Harem Scarum, but
Harem Scarum was a roughie.
I will say my first Elvis movie that I was like, what is this, that I watched was Double Trouble, and
that's the one I saw.
Double Trouble. Listen, Double Trouble is like a bad fever dream.
Double Trouble has a hater. It is me, okay?
Literally,
it is.
I love only one girl, the one I mom around. I love only one.
The good thing about that movie is we got Hard-Headed Woman from it.
Hard-Headed Woman.
Hard Knocks. Wasn't it? I thought it was Hard Knocks.
No, it was the hard-headed woman with the short dress on.
Oh, long-legged girl.
Long-legged woman.
Hard-headed woman was off King Creole. No, it didn't.
I'm over here like hard-headed woman.
There's a lot of songs. Okay, I'm trying.
No, it's all good. Long-legged girl with a short dress on.
I love that one.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
We also got Old MacDonald.
I can't talk about that. I can't speak on that. If you have a child and you want your child to listen to an Elvis song, you could give them Old MacDonald. There you go.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Is that your favorite?
No. It's not.
I'm not kidding. After I watched that, I had to turn on Blue Hawaii because I was like, I need to redeem myself.
And when
like,
those cows got out of line, hamburger medium rare.
On the back of a truck.
I love Blue Hawaii.
With chickens in it.
Yes.
Yep. With a cluck here and a cluck here.
Yes.
Chicks everywhere in sight. And when those chicks get out of line, chick a frickin' C.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Elvis is a saint. That's all I got. Elvis is a saint. He is a saint. I'm trying to. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Not at all. Oh man, what other ones? I mean, I find it. I love it. Just talking like Elvis movies and stuff like that. Okay, let me ask you this. What performance stands out to you? Since you're talking about underrated and overrated, what performance is super underrated to you guys?
Okay, so the performances are like the one thing I would say that I haven't gotten big into yet. Like, I know most of the standard performances, but I just started watching some YouTube ones, like, randomly, because there's so many. But I recently watched Elvis in Hawaii in 1957, I think it was. And
61, the Pearl Harbor.
No, this is 50s. But I was looking for that, and then I found this.
Really?
Yes. And so I was typing in Elvis 1961 Pearl Harbor, and then it came up Elvis in Hawaii at Honolulu Stadium in 1957. And he's
which one. Yes.
Yeah. And
I know which one you're talking about.
And I found a video of it in color, and I posted a clip on my TikTok, and I was like, this is so, because I'm a big 50s Elvis person. Like, I love 50s Elvis so much. And seeing him, so good. It is just so sweet. There's this part where he goes into Don't Be Cruel, and he kind of goes all soft, and then he like does his head. I love that performance, but I'm also a big fan of like That's the Way It Is performances, especially like the August 12th midnight show where he does Just Pretend. Everything to me. Yeah. So that's my thing with the performances, but I was also watching the July 19th, 1975 performance because that's allegedly the one that my grandparents were at. So, and that's when he sang You'll Never Walk Alone for the first time ever. Like, I think it was like grandpa, the only time. Yes, my grandpa. We have a little legend that they were there. I can't get an exact answer from him because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But
wait, which concert was this?
July 19th, 1975.
You mean 76?
To my grandpa, 76, but there was no 76 show, okay? So 75. He wore the chicken bone suit, and he wore, I think it's called the gypsy suit.
It was the gypsy. I know that. I know that recording.
And then Diana, he was with Diana Goodman that night. So Yeah, I started watching footage from that too, and I was like, this is so magical.
And he sang "You Never Walk Alone." That's the only time that he ever sang it on stage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he does this crazy ending on that one, and he goes, walk on, oh, walk on, with hope in your heart, and you never walk alone. And he goes right into the, and it's this weird ending. Ever walk alone. And it's like
everything.
Yes.
What are you doing, dude? Like, it's just, you bring that up, like the thing that just melted my brain, right? When I heard it from the performances, is recently Elvis singing the high harmony on "Can't Help Falling in Love." Have you ever heard this?
Yes.
I did it at the end of Kentucky because someone was like, you can do that. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. Nope. It is so high. He is all the way up. He's going, take my hand, take my whole life too. And I'm like, it's like face melting.
What is this?
What are you doing? Like, I feel like that they were giving him some, some of the business, and he was like, watch me do it.
Yeah.
Watch me do this, and then he went for it. It was just like, what? When he rolls on the ground on Hurt, like, have you seen that video where he rolls on the ground and he hits the drum kit in 77, and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? You're on another planet. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I love the one when he's on the ones where he's on the ground, because there's another one that I found that someone posted on Instagram. I think her name is Riley. Shout out Riley. I love this clip. It was December 30th, 1976, I think. And he was on the ground singing. And it's just so funny. Like, I just love he's such a comedic person. And that's something that I had no idea about before I became an Elvis fan. I thought he was like this serious singer. It's Elvis. No, oh my God. It was beautiful to learn that he was just like this jokester.
Exactly. There's a, what about you, Victory? Which one is like...
so sorry, Victory.
Okay, so again, like, I'm like Sky. I haven't really like dived deep into all of them yet.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like surface, like, yeah.
So at work we were watching it as a group, and Poke Salad came on, and I'm a big fan of that. But I guess everyone else was like kind of like weirded out by everything that he was doing. Like whenever he stuck the mic in his mouth. Yes.
Oh yeah.
70s one where he goes, just that.
I did that.
Why did he? I love it. I love that. I love that moment. Yes. Why did he do that?
And they were freaked out. They're like, why did he do that?
Yes, they're like, that's weird. That's weird. And I was like, I love that performance.
That's weird to you?
That's weird.
Y'all need to check yourself, because some of the stuff out there today, you think that's weird?
Yeah.
Get out of the internet, please. Thank you.
But yeah, some of the people were just like, oh, I've never seen that before. I know some of them listen from work, so not everyone, but like some of them was like, that's weird. I've never seen that before. And I was like, what? I was like, you've never like seen him do everything? And then he started doing all his moves, and I like Poke Salad a lot.
Poke Salad's great. What are you looking at back there?
Yeah.
Just goes out. All that. I just noticed that he did that when that was the other Elvis fixture that I've been
fixation.
Literally.
Fixture.
Fixation. Literally, I've been watching that on repeat, and I just noticed that he did that. He goes, "What are you looking at back there?" And then he goes, and I'm like, "Wait a minute!" He turns around. Where did that come from?
So funny.
Literally, I've watched this my entire life.
I feel like there's multiple takes of that one, though. It's not just the one from the 70s.
There is one. Yeah, there's an uncut take. There's multiple takes. Like there's one in the Contra, there's one in the Fringe, and there's one in the Chain, which is the one that we know and love that we've seen.
What was the documentary when he was inside the studio recording?
That's the way it
on
is.
Tour.
That's
no, tour. There's two. There's in documentary in the On Tour.
One.
Did he have a red shirt on?
Yes.
And headphones? And was he singing Separate Ways?
Yes.
Yes, that's on tour. That's on tour.
Yes. That's the one I watched too.
Yeah. He's
I love those
madman.
performances in those. Yes.
He's a madman in those.
Crazy.
The gospel section and on tour is
And
everything. Everything. When they sing Down in the Bosom and they're getting so low, and I'm
the
like, I just love this
Lighthouse
so
is
much.
my favorite out of that.
Yeah.
I love Lighthouse.
Cheryl Newson, is the one who does that high harmony part, and he's just.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the O Sole Mio thing with him and Elvis? No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, listen to that. That's Cheryl Newson, and Elvis introduces him because he wants to. Is recorded taken from the Italian version of O Sole Mio. Cheryl Newson's going to sing the O Sole Mio part, and it goes on like this. And then it goes O Sole Mio, and it goes all the way up.
Oh my god!
And then he's holding it, and and Elvis goes, "Smart Alec," over the microphone and all this stuff. And he goes, "Stand front and stay stand," and he goes all the way up, and he goes, "Good grief, man!" And he goes, "About time." And then he goes into the "When I First Saw You." And Cheryl Newson is unbelievably vocally talented, and the stamps were just they were just like just sing it, sing, please, just sing to the wee hours of the morning. I know why y'all stayed up every night, and it was just amazing.
Oh my gosh,
it was incredible. It was incredible. But the Lighthouse is one of my favorite gospel songs that they do, and Walk That Lonesome Road is
that one too.
JD is a freak of nature on that one. And we did it in Summerfest. The Carolina did Walk That Lonesome Road, and I was in tears on stage because I was like, this is my favorite gospel song that the Stamps do. And their bass, how JD on that recording, he goes, and he's breathing. He's literally just breathing the low notes and the that lonesome road, and then they all come in and like, walk that lonesome road, and it's like every hair on my body is like, Jesus.
Like,
it's
the Lord
perfect,
is here.
literally. Like, and it's they just did it and they killed it. And I heard that one. That's another thing. Like, I fully understand why they just literally sat there and did nothing but sing. And I love those little candid moments with Elvis, right? Like that you got to peer into that, and that's how we know like what he actually was like. And obviously, like we talked about when we first had our like planning session for the podcast and stuff like that, like about all the different people that we have that are like that we've read their books and you know listened to their stories and got to meet, and it's just like that's our gateway to him of who he was as a human being. Now, without watching those, right? Which I'm still, giving a shout out to Warner Brothers. Just release the on tour footage, please. Just give us give it to us, man. Like, come on, let Baz. Oh, it's there. It's sitting in the vault. Oh no, it 100% is there, and it's sitting there. It's uncut. It hasn't been touched, and there's like two to three concerts of footage that we have never seen. Same thing with That's the Way It Is.
Yeah.
They shot
Why aren't
footage.
they releasing it?
And they haven't released it yet. They did a special edition, but again, it's like Mr. Brown says, you can't get everything at once. And the fact that they still have it, they're going to release it. I'm sure of it, right? But they're just waiting for the right time because that's why Elvis again has an upper hand over other people because he has stuff that is timeless, and that will continue to make him timeless. It's just going to be another ripple effect, right? Because I saw some footage that I'd never seen of Elvis in the 68 comeback special in Reinventing Elvis.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, there's another one. There's another little ripple that's going to make another little ripple and income from there. So it's just cool. I love it. But I mean, this has been awesome to talk to you both.
Seriously.
And just, talk Elvis and everything about him. And
it's my favorite thing to do.
Literally is amazing. Is awesome. I want to come back, and I want I want to do it again.
You are always welcome, Cody. Are you kidding me? Like,
literally besties.
Yes, like we introduced you as our really good friend. You are no longer just an acquaintance. You are a part of the tribe.
You're a part of the tribe.
We're part of the tribe.
Part of the tribe. Part of the tribe.
Yeah. And before we end this, we would like you to plug yourself, Cody. Where can people find you?
I don't even know my social media handles.
That's fine.
Do you need our help?
Yeah, literally. Like, I don't get to do this that often. Like, I'm becoming a person again. I literally am. So let me actually do this. I'm gonna go on my Instagram really quick. It is Cote ETA _official, because there be some imposters, but recently got verified. So just look for that blue check.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Do the old-fashioned way. Just
congrats.
That's
pester
awesome.
them until they could give it to me, right?
I love that. I love
now
that
on
so
to Facebook
much.
to get that blue check, because the scammers are out there day by day.
Unfortunately.
So Cote ETA official. Look for the blue one that has the blue check on it. My TikTok is pretty. I think it's Cote is Elvis. That's it. At Cote is Elvis, and just Cote Deonath. That is COTE, not CODY, not KOTY, not COTY. It is COTE. Deo, like the Banana Boat song. Just think of Beetlejuice and sing Deonath. A hard nath at the end. DEONATH. Cote Deonath on Facebook, and you can Deonath. There you go.
Deonath.
Once you get it right, you're never going to get it wrong. That's a lie. People still get it wrong.
How many people have called you Cote?
So many, right?
So many. Yep. I was one of them. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just like a rite of passage, right? Like you can't.
Yeah, like we're besties.
Yeah.
Cote.
You can't be my friend if you don't call me Cote at least once, right? And people go back from it, like to and from. Like, you know, people were I was talking to people in Infinite E, which is one of the best bands in the land, and they were like, Cote, you know, this and that, whatever. Like these medleys are tough and whatnot, and I'm just like, yeah, you just bounce back and forth. Cote, it just rolls off the tongue, right? Like it's a nickname, right?
It is at this point. I feel like it's a nickname. Like I just call you Cote. Just
everyone butchers our names, so
yeah.
Good
day. We go on a little soapbox about that. So, thank you so much for coming on. Cote.
Seriously,
I cannot wait to meet you in a couple months.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be so fun. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm excited, but
it's amazing. It's gonna be awesome.
A little Elvis weekend, and then so guys, excited. Don't forget to buy your tickets if one of the places that Cody listed off is close to you. Please go. I urge you to go.
Please go. Cody's so much more than just an ETA. He's so great. So great.
A great person, an Elvis fan. And that is the most important thing, is that Cody is an Elvis fan first, and then he became an ETA. You know? Like, I think that is a very important thing to stress on. And he's one of us. So
yeah, he's part of the community. Welcome him with open arms, man.
Yeah. And I'm speaking mostly to the new Elvis fans, because there was
weren't aware.
Yeah, there's a lot of us that aren't educated about the ETA world, so thank you for educating us on it.
Seriously.
I know people had questions. So
minor education. I can't wait to see more of the guys get on the show and more guests and stuff like that. So it's gonna be great. It's great. I'm glad that I was.
Well, sorry,
thank you.
Cut you up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
it is almost 9 p.m. for me, and it's almost midnight for them. So,
thank you for tuning in to this week's podcast.
Thank you guys. So, as always, TCB
and TLC. Cody, anything else?
Infant baby.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Elvis and the Pink Cadillacs.
To connect with us, follow us on our socials at Elvis and the Pink Cadillacs on Instagram and TikTok.
And share your Elvis stories and experiences with us at elvisandthepinkcadillacs@gmail.com, and you may be featured in the next episode.
We'll see you next time. And for now, TCB
and TLC. Bye.
Bye.